Good morning, students. Today we are going to learn about mobile application development, which is having a code 24 MCA 31. So first and foremost, let me introduce about what do you mean by mobile, what do you mean by application, and what do you mean by development. So in short, in everyday today life, whatever we call it as mobile apps, so the fuller version of the mobile app is mobile application. So coming to first and foremost, mobile. What do you mean by mobility? So which is portable, which can be portable from one device to another device. And later on, applications. We have two types of applications. One is web application, we call it as web apps. Another one is mobile apps. Web applications are nothing but the web pages coming together, we call it as web apps. Likewise, we'll see several websites. For example, let me take our own college website, that is ssit.edu.in. For example, it may consist of 300 web pages. So combined together, I call it as a website. Okay, now what do you mean by a website? With the web pages combined together, I'll call it as a website. Now, this is an app which is used on devices which cannot be portable, for example. Well, now coming to the mobile applications, for each and every website application, that is web application, we have a corresponding mobile application. For example, your banking apps, our banking applications, whatever we use, or banking applications and social media applications. Day-to-day life, we'll be using many social media applications. For example, Facebook, Instagram, okay, LinkedIn. Okay, these are the faces which we see as mobile applications. That means for corresponding website application, web application, we have corresponding mobile applications which we can easily download from Google Play Store and which we can install in our mobile devices. And next thing is, as I mentioned just now, Google Play services. On our mobile, we have an app called, inbuilt app called Google Play Services. Okay, there you can go there, you can search whatever application you need and you can freely download from the same platform called Google Play Services. Okay, you have an icon like this somewhat on your mobile. Let us consider. Now, this is called an icon of an app, whatever we see on the device. Likewise, Facebook, Insta, okay, these are the different applications. And every day we will be using multiple times our Gmail account, that is Google account. What is the website for Google to access Google account? That is www.google.com. Now this is an web application. This is nothing but the mobile applications which we can see it on our mobile. Okay, so these are the applications. Next is development. So in order to develop this mobile applications, we have a framework called Android Studio. Okay, this is the framework we are going to use throughout our syllabus. So for learning mobile application development, let me introduce thoroughly to what are the different platforms available for mobile application development. We have three platforms. First one is, as I just mentioned, first one is Android Studio. Second one is, we can develop mobile apps using iOS. And third one is Flutter. Firstly, Android Studio, which we are going to discuss about the development of mobile application throughout our syllabus from first unit to fifth unit. We'll see that. In Android Studio, we'll be developing mobile apps using Android operating system. That too, I'll be using Java, or we have another language which is being introduced, that is Kotlin. So Java, before Kotlin, Java was there, which was extensively used. Later on, by 2020, Google declared a statement that Java will be completely replaced by a new language called Kotlin. So let us not bother about which language to choose for developing mobile application. Let us stick on to Java language, where we'll be using hands-on sessions throughout our syllabus or in practicals also. Next, in iOS, if you develop mobile applications, so which is suitable for Apple devices. It could be Apple Watch, Apple iPhone mobiles, or iPhone tablets it could be. So those are the different Apple devices. Now, what do you mean by Flutter is? It is for hybrid platforms. That means, what do you mean by hybrid? You already know what do you mean by hybrid. Combining of two different platforms, I can say it as hybrid. So, if you develop mobile apps using Android Studio, which is compatible only for smartphones, like which uses operating system Android. Next is iOS, which is only compatible for Apple devices. But the third one is Flutter, which is an hybrid platform. If you develop mobile apps using Flutter, which is compatible with both iOS and Android operating system platforms. Okay, clear? Next, along with this, what are the languages we use? I have already mentioned the language used here is Java extensively. Now we are using Kotlin. Next, in Apple, we'll be using a language called, in iOS, Swift. And for developing Flutter, we have a language called Dart. Okay, now as we know different platforms which we have for developing mobile applications, let us give some light on when they came into when it was introduced. Android was introduced in the year 2003. Later on, Google took over this Android in the year 2005. Later, it introduced the same platform to the world in 2007. Next, after this, till today, that is till 2025 or 26, we have many versions of Android which have many names. For example, Marshmallow, Vanilla Cupcake, Pie, Oreo, likewise. Current version of Android is Android 16. Okay, we have many versions. The names were given as though it was some eatable names. So we ended with Oreo, we ended with Pie for version 9. Later on, we named it as Android 10 and it continued till 16, which is the recent version of Android available in 2000 up to 2025. We are also using the same thing in our smartphones. Along with this, we not only use Android in mobile device, we'll also use our Android in cars, in home appliances. I'll tell you the examples. Along with smartphones. Okay, smartphones as usual, the moment we wake up, we'll use our phone, okay, for every simple task, for calling purpose or for ordering some food or ordering some items, everything. So in cars, we have a feature called ADAS, okay, which will alert us. It's a simple example, okay, of using of Android application in the car. Home appliances, as you are aware with IoT, we can operate the lock system of our home sitting at office. I can unlock, I can lock my home, or I can switch on my water filler and I can switch off, or coming to automatic lights and fans, I can operate through my mobile. Now what is this, how can I operate through my mobile? Through this mobile applications. Device is somewhere else, Through this application, I'm controlling those devices, whether to make it off or on, whether to work it or whether to stop. So these are the areas where you can come across the mobile applications. Next, along with this, let me tell you the important features of Android. So what do you mean by features? Features are nothing but important properties of mobile applications. The first one, first and foremost, a feature of Android application is ease of use. Okay, ease of use nothing but which is human friendly. Everything is displayed through text or symbol will be there. Easily we can click on it and easily we can use. That means no need of anybody to explain us how to use. The moment you buy a new smartphone, we don't take help of others. Okay, we'll start using by ourselves. That user friendly is our smartphones along with our mobile applications. Next feature. So next is features of mobile application development. So before getting into features, let me tell you what are the challenges we face. So if an application is developed, suppose smartphones will not have same screen sizes. Some may have landscape, some may have portrait, or same application we'll be using on our laptops. For example, our WhatsApp, okay, we'll scan the QR code and we'll use the same WhatsApp in our laptop also. Now the screen size differs. So that is the first and foremost challenge. Depending upon the screen size of the device, my application should display to the user. That is the first and foremost challenge. Along with that, whatever UI I implement within the app. So what do you mean by UI? UI is nothing but I'll be writing here. User interface. So whatever I can see to my naked eye through my app, that is initially from login page. Once you give username, password, you will get into the home page. What are the features or activities I can do in the home page? Later on, to which page I can jump. Let me take an example of Gmail. Initially, you will log into the Gmail. Later on, in the home page, you will get to see the email listed. To the left panel, you can see inbox, sent, spam, trash, later on the applications. Okay, this is for example. We'll be jumping from login page to the next page. The screen size should get adjusted. That is the first and foremost challenge we face while developing mobile applications. In order to overcome this, we'll be including lot of features. Not only that challenge, we have many more challenges. Let me go to the features of mobile app. First and foremost feature is ease of use. Once we go and buy a new smartphone or a laptop, so we don't take we don't take help of anybody in order to make use of my mobile phone. I instantly take my mobile phone, put the SIM card and I'll start using by my own. That user friendly is our mobile applications. Under mobile applications, again, we have two types, as I already mentioned. One is inbuilt, another one is the apps which we go and download from Google Play Store. Next feature is monitor its performance. While developing mobile applications, we need to monitor the performance. For example, we have a banking app right now in our campus, Canara Bank. We have an app called Candy, I think, if I'm not wrong. Candy app or any mobile application regarding banking app. So every day if I go to my history and I'll see, or one more example easily I can say is PhonePe or GPay. I'll click on history button today, tomorrow also I'll click on history button, it should show me the same data. The data should not vary. So that is monitoring the performance of any app. And virtual device, in our Android framework, whatever we use as Android Studio, there we have a device called virtual device where you can, whatever app we have developed, you can implement and see on the virtual device. The device comes like this, either in landscape or portrait format. We'll have a virtual device of our mobile phone where you can select what model mobile you want, to what resolution you want, and you can run your app on this virtual device. And this virtual device is called as emulator. And one more name, we'll give it as AVD, Android Virtual Device. That is what I have mentioned here, that is virtual device. Next feature is visual layout editor. So you need not be bother about it is a fixed layout, I'll be using this. No, you are free to put any activity on any page within the framework. Okay, later on in the next class I'll be showing you in detail how to use the Android Studio. There I'll be showing you the different types of layout we'll be using. Next, moving on to the architecture of Android platform, we have initially and mainly 5 layers. First and foremost layer is system application and user application. That layer we call it as application layer. System apps, you know this, those are all inbuilt apps. User apps are nothing but we'll go to Google Play Store and we'll download. Second layer is Java API framework. So Java API framework is nothing but where we work on Android Studio, as I previously mentioned. Okay, this is the framework we have to develop an app. As earlierly I have told you that same framework lies here, that is Java API framework. Java, you know, it is the language we will be using. API is nothing but application program interface. So now this becomes the second layer of the architecture. Third layer is the most important layer where we get the backup support through native C or C++ libraries, the supporting libraries. Along with that, so as just now I mentioned about virtual devices, we have a special machine called Dalvik virtual machine where we are going to run our app. It is going to fully support our app. The fourth layer is hardware abstraction layer, shortly we call it as HAL. So here abstraction layer, for example, so this is the third layer. This is the fourth layer where we are going to come across sensors, for example, camera. You will open your, you will turn on your mobile screen, smartphone screen, you will click on camera application, instantly the camera will open up and the whatever it is there in front of the camera, it is going to display us. Now that is a hardware, camera is a hardware. Now this layer should interact with this layer. Okay, the user app or system app, whatever the abstraction layer is holding. For example, I told you the camera. Next layer is the fifth and which we call it as heart of the architecture, that is Linux kernel. So we have 3 types of operating systems. We have Linux kernel, one is Windows, another one is iOS. Linux is based on commands where we are going to work. So this is called as heart of the architecture, at the heart of Android framework. Okay, this is about architecture. Once again, I'll be giving you the glance. First layer is application layer where we come across apps, 2 different types of applications, system apps, user apps. Second layer is Java API framework where it is a different framework where we'll be using Java application. So now recently we'll be using Kotlin. Third layer is the supporting layer. The library methodology will be there along with DVM, that is Dalvik virtual machine. Fourth layer is abstraction layer. I gave you an example of camera, which is hardware device now. Along with that, so many sensors will be there. For example, once we receive any message, email or anything, a small light will beep on our mobile phone. Red, green or some light will be beeping. So that is comes under hardware abstraction level, that is HAL. And the fifth layer is Linux kernel, which is called as heart of our Android framework. So this is the glance I have given you about Android platform architecture. Okay, coming to this previous thing, so you need not worry about Kotlin or Java. So whatever you have learnt in previous semesters or from your UG to till now, so you keep concentrating on Java. We'll be in the next class we'll concentrate on how to do hands-on session or how to work with Android Studio. I'll be giving you a full detailed explanation regarding Android Studio. Okay, we'll meet in the next class.